Hi, welcome to the next in the series of our Australian adventure. When At the end of the last video, I just covered the flights and our first sort of night, and we stayed in Cairns. We then had 4 nights in Cairns. So the first sort of day after we arrived, we just did some driving around, really, trying to find the lay of the land and things like that. So we headed up to Port Douglas, sort of on the first day, which is up here. Just sort of went out for a drive, really, and just headed up this coast, which is a beautiful coast. What we didn't realise was there's this area here, this national park, is actually the oldest tropical rainforest in the world. We just didn't have any idea that there was a tropical rainforest sort of in here. You'll notice here that there's loads of sort of roads that run through it. They've actually built a nice road through it here, and we got to sort of drive through. So what we did, we went up to Port Douglas, and then we came all the way over this way and down this other road here. When you get down here, before you turn back across, there's you enter a small town that boasts that it gets something like 330 days of sun a year, so it's a beautiful place, really nice. And then you get to come back through here. When we did come back, we noticed there's a place called Barron Falls, which we did visit as well. There's some gorgeous areas around here. There's some lookouts we managed to sort of park, and there's a nice bit of decking that goes out into the tropical rainforest. You see all sorts of things off the beaten path. There's like a railway down this area as well, near the falls. There's absolutely beautiful place to visit. So that was sort of pretty much just sort of messing about, really, our first day, just getting the lay of the land. Then the next day, after we'd sort of had another night there, we came down, walked down onto the esplanade, as they called it, down this area. Now here there's this place called Cairns Esplanade Lagoon. If you don't know what happens in Australia, especially up in the north here, apparently they get a lot of jellyfish, and they get an awful lot of like shark activity. It's mainly jellyfish that they're worried about, so people don't actually tend to use the beaches, even though it's always warm. So what they done with a lot of the towns is they've built like a large, what they call lagoon, which is just by the water, and people swim in that. So it's basically a massive outdoor swimming pool. So if I just switch satellite on here, you can see how big this pool is. It's huge. There's lots and lots of lifeguards there as well who man throughout the day, cover it. I'll just drop a peg man in here so you can get a better look at it. So you can see, obviously, there's the beach there, completely empty, and there's the lagoon, which is just completely full, and it's just gorgeous. Really nice place to visit. We also then from there went on over sort of this area here, this Reef Fleet Terminal, and then we got on our boat to go on a reef tour. We booked with this Reef Fleet, and what happened was we booked a tour that took us to Green Island first. So we followed this sort of area out here, and then all the way out. It took about an hour, I think, in total to get out to Green Island, which is just off the coast, and that's the island itself is over the top of a large reef. Beautiful island. There's actually a hotel on there as well, and I think there's a zoo and stuff. We only had an hour on the island, so the boat dropped us off on the island, and we had an hour going around the island and doing some exploration, which was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. We were able to go snorkeling on the beaches. Took our sort of snorkels and just went 10 meters out from the beach, if that, and we were up to our chest in water, and then we were able to snorkel and see lots and lots of fish. I'll drop some videos that we made in this in a minute, so you can see it. So we were there for an hour. Then after the hour, we went back to the jetty, and the boat picked us up and then took us out up here to a place called Norman Reef. Now we then spent the rest of the day on the reef. There was food laid on. Everything we could have wanted for was there. There were areas to go snorkeling around the place where we'd got. There's like a big platform anchored off the reef. So again, if I put sort of the Google Maps stuff on, you'll actually see just this thing here. This is the platform we visited, so we were able to go snorkeling around the reef. They also had a small submarine, so we went in sort of small batches. You just queue up and then you get on the submarine, and that takes you down and you see some more of this activity around here. It was a really enjoyable experience. We, as I say, we spent the whole day on there pretty much, and then there was we then got the boat back from the reef straight back to Cairns, and that was a full day. Really enjoyable day, and it was a very full day and quite tiring in the end, but it was well worth it. I can't recommend it enough, really, if that's something you want to do. What we did as well is we didn't bother. There was stuff that you could use on the boat which was free for snorkeling, but we'd done snorkeling before and we found that snorkeling was a little bit claustrophobic, or it can be. So what we purchased was these 360 degree snorkel. Which gives you like a full face mask, basically. They were really good. They just made the whole experience a lot more enjoyable. And you could also here they are here, these guys. We were fortunately able to get some. They tend to have them once a year, seemingly just before the summer, in Aldi, and they're much cheaper than buying them online. And there was no problem at all. They were really good quality. You can sort of breathe really easily in them. There's no pinching of your nose. You've got full visibility. So yeah, I definitely recommend them if that's the sort of thing you're going to go and do some more snorkeling. We then had finally we had one more day around Cairns, and what we did with our last day is we went over here and went over this through this sort of Barron Gorge area again, and did this rainforest cableway and just sort of explored really around the area. It was very enjoyable part of the holiday. The second part of the holiday, then we took a drive from there then down to Townsville. So Townsville was our second stop after Cairns, so there was quite a long drive then from Cairns down to Townsville, but we sort of took it slow. One of the places we found while we were on our way down this road, we saw a sign pointing us out to this place called Josephine Falls, which again we went out and visited, and we spent quite a few hours there. There was 3 or 4 different layers of waterfall, and there was some big sort of pond-like areas really in the running water to be able to swim. So the children just spent most of the day swimming in there. There's a big car park area here, and then you can go up to the falls. We'll click on this so if you can maybe be able to see it, but this is a picture of the falls here. They were absolutely beautiful. Just so many nice places. It was only like a 5-10 minute walk from the car park, if that, and we were able to do that. That meant we were quite late getting into Townsville that evening, but it didn't really matter. We just went straight to our hotel and slept for the night then, and then we were okay the next morning. So if you want to see more of this, and then please subscribe and come back, because I'll be doing more of this further on down through the as we sort of progress down the coast, I'll tell you where we were and give you some photos and video of the places that we went to, and then we can go from there. But thanks very much for listening. So please subscribe, and then hopefully you'll be able to pick up more if you're interested.